Hello my friends and welcome back to another video where today we will be revealing one of the new directors for the Lord of the Rings on Prime TV series and most likely the final director for season 1. I am personally more confident for this one than I was with Wayne Chi Yip. But before we get into it, I would like to quickly go through the structure of today's video, where firstly I will reveal the director, then the shows and movies that they have worked on, then the contextual details like which episodes they're filming, etc. And then finally the proof to go along with the reveal, which is of course always my number one priority. And also stick around till then because I have some exclusive photos which confirms this reveal. Also, I'd like to say that everything is of course unconfirmed until Amazon reveal it themselves, so I'd like to add that. So of course to me personally this is probably confirmed, but I can never officially say this until Amazon release it themselves. But if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to stay up to date with the news. But I believe that is about it for the debrief, so let's get right into it. The potential final director for season 1 of Lord of the Rings on Prime is Charlotte Brandstrom, the Emmy-nominated and heavily experienced 61-year-old director who is French/Swedish and also has 8 awards. So yes, I believe this is one of the new directors working on the show, and I will get into the revealing evidence in a bit. But I'm sure firstly you guys are going to be wondering what she has worked on. So in 2019 she directed 2 episodes of The Witcher season 1, and I'm sure some of you will be thinking The Witcher was alright, it may not been as good, but I talked to Redane Intelligence, a really well respected source for The Witcher, and they said that the episodes Charlotte Brandstrom worked on were some of the better episodes of the show, and I believe in fact it was episode 5 and episode 6 as well. So yeah, that's one of the most recent things she's worked on, and another fantasy show as well, which of course is good. Also, one of the most recent shows that she has worked on is in fact one that hasn't even come out yet, which is the Netflix original Jupiter's Legacy, which I believe is a superhero-ish show and I think is quite big budget, and that is coming out next month, and she directed 2 episodes of that. So yeah, that's one of the more big recent projects she has worked on, along with working on Counterpart, which is interesting because there was a link between her and Nazanin Boniadi, who was also on that show, and she also I believe directed 2 episodes of that as well. So yeah, there is an interesting link. As you can probably tell by now, she has worked on a lot of shows, so I can't put them all into individual slides, but here are some more. So she directed 8 episodes of Madam Secretary, and also Outlander. I think she directed 2 episodes of that, which is another, I believe, I'm not sure if it's an Amazon exclusive, but I believe it's an Amazon produced, quite fancy like show. So that's another fancy show-ish she has worked on. She also did some episodes on Grey's Anatomy, Arrow, and much more. So yeah, hopefully you can see her extensive experience through TV shows. In one of my exclusive news reveals a few months ago, I believe it's either February or March now, I said that there is a new female director working on the show, and that she in fact landed in Auckland in the first week of February, and then from the week commencing the 8th of February she has visited and toured around all sets and studios with the art department. So yeah, she has been in New Zealand and Auckland since the beginning of February, and now it is I think you could say it's mid-April now, so yeah, hopefully that gives some more context as well. So if she is working on season 1 of Lord of the Rings on Prime, she will be directing 2 episodes of the first season, as the first 2 pilot episodes were directed by J.A. Biona, and a further 4 episodes of season 1 going to Wayne Chi Yip. It is currently unknown what episode she will be directing, as we don't really know what episodes or which 4 episodes Wayne Chi Yip is directing, but if they are going in order, so that means Biona doing episode 1 and episode 2, and then Wayne Yip doing 3, 4, 5 and 6, then it makes sense that Charlotte Brandstrom is probably doing the final 2 episodes of the season. So yeah, I originally reported that female director will be doing episode 5 and 6, but maybe I got that wrong and it's actually episode 7 and 8 as well. But we still haven't got confirmation on what episodes Wayne Chi Yip is filming, because if he is maybe filming episode 3, 4, maybe 7 and 8, and then 5 and 6 going to Charlotte Brandstorm, that could be a possibility, but I believe it's more likely that she is filming episode 7 and episode 8. But now onto the evidence and the reasons why I am more convinced I was with Charlotte Brandstorm than I was with the involvement of Wayne Chi Yip. So firstly, from her official French agency that she is signed up to, they have said that, as you can see at the bottom I'm zoomed in on now, she in 2020 was working on a confidential series for Amazon, and I don't want to get into the reasons why this confidential series is Lord of the Rings on Prime, because I'm sure in the Wayne Chi Yip video I probably hammered it in long enough that normally for it's written that UAP, Untitled Amazon Project. And remember, this website is all in French, so it probably is loosely translated to the a restricted project or Untitled Amazon Project. So yeah, she, according to a French agency in 2020, which probably has gone on to 2021, is working on a confidential series, which is in fact the Lord of the Rings on Prime TV series. And if you're wondering how I know this is in fact the Lord of the Rings on Prime, please check out my previous video on Wayne Chi Yip. So now for me, this is the main bit of evidence that I think could potentially hit this home, and in fact I only got this yesterday, and this is the exclusive pictures. So Charlotte Brandstorm yesterday on her Instagram posted a picture of the Auckland at night and a night city view. So if you go on her Instagram now, that picture is not going to be there, and I'll explain in a second why. So yesterday she posted this at 10:30 AM UK time on the 17th of April. So I had just woken up, I think I just finished that recording on, I believe, the episode on the budget, and episode 650 million, which I think is what I think of is false, but that's another video. But see, I just woken up from that. Then I go on my Instagram, then the person I've been thinking for 2-3 months is involved in the show officially put on her Instagram a picture of Auckland and the caption, as I'll show here, Auckland views thing, or Auckland night views or something like that. So yes, she posted that, and then within 5 minutes of her posting it, I just commented something. I didn't put anything down like, oh, I know you're working in the show, or Lord of the Rings of Prime. All I did was just put a nice emoji and a few 100 emojis, like 100% things emojis, and I think she clocked and realized that the Lord of the Rings on Prime biggest source that is revealing lots of news right now has just commented and liked her picture within 5 minutes, and then 15 minutes later she took this picture down. But of course this may not be enough, because people might say, oh, this might be Photoshop. And the reason I'm saying these photos are exclusive, because at the time of her uploading this and then deleting it 15 minutes later, I believe and I hope I'm the only person in the world to actually took a photo and screenshot of her post. And for people saying, oh, what happens if you just put this together, I took this as well, knowing that that could be a possibility. And as you can see at the top of my screen, I've got the time 10:51 and the post from Charlotte Brandstorm still up. But then I believe literally 3 or 4 minutes later after that, she took that down. So yes, here is her confirming that from the 17th of April she is in Auckland. A director who is apparently working on a confidential series for Amazon is in Auckland. So yes, and we know the only major production in there is Lord of the Rings, but hey ho, this might just be a really big coincidence. And then for my followers on Twitter who would have seen that yesterday on the 17th of April, I posted this tweet saying that I've just got confirmation that tomorrow's director rumour will be unconfirmed but 100% confirmed and fact, because I believe this basically does that. And as you can see, at the time I tweeted this was 10:47 AM UK time, in line with all the other times I've given you, so hopefully you can see a chronology of what happened then to further hopefully support this reveal. I don't really like to use for to help my evidence, often using like who follows who on social media, who follows who on Twitter, if the cast follow her, etc, stuff like that. But I believe it can be used to solidify my evidence if I've also given more substantial or more clear evidence previously, and I believe through the Auckland pictures and through her agency I've been able to do so, and along with who follows her from the cast and who she follows, etc. I believe that is a lots of coincidences if she is not working on the show, and I'll show you that in a second. So first, starting off on her Twitter, she follows the Lord of the Rings on Prime, and she doesn't follow too many accounts or pages, so yes, she is following the Lord of the Rings on Prime accounts. Yes, I believe that just adds on to her working on the show, but you could say at the same time that it might just be relevant, and it could be. But then just to add on, she follows Patrick McKay, the official one of the two showrunners for Lord of the Rings on Prime. So yes, maybe it's getting a bit more specific now, a bit hard to just be one big coincidence. And then Patrick McKay, the showrunner, follows her back, and of course Patrick McKay looks like on Twitter doesn't follow too many people, he follows specific people, so yes, that could be telling as well. But then moving over onto Instagram, so I've known about Charlotte Brandstrom's involvement properly for about 2-3 months now, and when I started, and why I didn't reveal it earlier is because when I first saw her account, I believe in like March time, no one from the cast was following her, or nothing happened or something like that, so no one was following her. But then as of 2 weeks ago, Nazanin Boniardi and Sophia Numvit, I'm sorry if I said her name wrong, have both started following her on Instagram. So yes, I know what even I was thinking as well. Nazanin, she worked with Nazanin Boniardi on Counterpart, so yeah, but Nazanin Boniardi started following her 2 weeks ago, so I like to stress that, but that could have been the case. But then to add on to that, Sophia Numviti also follows her as well, and she has never worked with her before. So yeah, hopefully that's just some public things that you could see. And of course, I think with the other evidence that provided that just that little bit of substantiation at the end, just to like hit it home and show the likeliness of this being true. In a second, I'll be giving some more facts about her involvement in the show as well, but just firstly for my opinion on her. So firstly, of course, I believe now that this is true and that she is one of the new directors working on Lord of the Rings on Prime, and most likely the final director of season 1. And of course they are filming some season 2 scenes, so there could be a small possibility that she might be a season 2 director, not season 1. But from the fact that she arrived in Auckland in February probably leads to the belief that she's probably still working on season 1 of the show, which means she will have 2 episodes, and most likely episode 7 and episode 8. So as you can tell from earlier when I showed her what she's worked on, she's first of all 61 years old, and she has an extensive career in the television industry. Not as much movies or films, couldn't really find anything except for some Nordic films or French films, but she has worked in a lot of TV shows, and especially for the fantasy genre as well. She has worked on The Witcher. I know some people like The Witcher, some people were iffy about it, some people didn't like it, but as I said earlier, her episodes are apparently meant to be the better ones, and it is good that she has worked on the fantasy-ish shows, and also The Outlander on Amazon, that is another fantasy show I believe as well. So yeah, and also another thing is that she looks like a big companies like Netflix like her as well and trust her, and she's working on the new Jupiter's Legacy project, which I believe is one of the bigger Netflix shows, bigger budget Netflix shows coming out this year. So yeah, I am personally happy that she is working on the show. It's good. Jay Buhner, we've got that star director who has worked on films like Jurassic World and Monster Calls, big budget movies. Then we've got Wayne Chi Yip, who looks like he is trusted by Amazon to do the most likely the bulk of the show. And then now at the end, we've got that experienced television director who has worked on also lots of fantasy shows as well, who looks like is going to knock the season home at the end of the season if she is directing the last 2 episodes. It's also interesting to point out that she will be the first female/woman director working solely by herself on a Tolkien and Lord of the Rings adaptation of Tolkien's works. As you can see below, we have Ralph Bakshi, we have Peter Jackson, we have Guillermo del Toro, who of course his thing didn't go through, but he spent a couple of years on pre-production. You have Andy Serkis, who worked on I think the last Hobbit movie, Battle of Five Armies. Of course J.A. Buhner and Ray Chi-yip, who are the Lord of the Rings on Prime directors, and Arthur Rankin Jr. So yeah, she'll be joining them, and I'm sure probably in the comments I'll get some probably people saying woke, take it as you will, but I'm just pointing out an interesting fact, that's it. Overall, I am really pleased with her involvement and how Amazon have decided the directors for the first season. As I think I'm gonna cover this, but I said this earlier, that for the first 2 episodes we have that really star-named director who has really good talent and is going to take the show off the ground, and his style, he's going to set the tone for the rest of the season. And then you have Amazon's the director they believe in, Ray Chi-yip, that he has worked on numerous projects like Hunters and the Wheel of Time. So yeah, he seems like he's the person who's going to take the bulk of the season and do a lot of the groundwork, and then maybe for the final 2 episodes or the latter half of the season, Amazon have now got the experienced director, the veteran director who's worked on many television shows, lots of experience, and has of course been in the fantasy genre as well through The Witcher and The Outlander, and yeah, she is going to finish it off most likely. So let me know in the comments below how you feel about her involvement. Are you happy? Are you concerned? Or are you not sure? Please let me know about Charlotte Brandstrom. But that's about it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, I really appreciate it as always, and whenever I can I will bring the latest and breaking news regarding the Amazon Lord of the Rings TV series. Please like and subscribe, but until the next video my friends, goodbye.